They have been happily married for over 4 decades, and last week when Christmas and the first full day of Hanukkah fell on the same day, well, they say it was nothing new for them, as they have been celebrating both at the same time for many, many years. You see, he is Jewish and she is Catholic. Joining us this morning to share their lovely love story is Beatriz Stein and her husband, Martin. Beatriz also happens to be Ecuador's consulate in Boston, and Martin has been a successful management consultant for many, many years. So, first of all, bienvenidos, welcome to Revista, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Another year for you, right?
Happy New Year.
Good, good, good. So let's get right to the story, because we did a story last week on Urban Update with a Jewish woman and a Catholic man. So I wanted to switch it up a little, and I thought of you because for many years I've known you through your work at the consulate, the consulate for Ecuador. So tell me how you guys met, and was that an issue 40 years ago when you found out you were from different religious backgrounds?
Yes, you want my son?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, we met each other. I live with a Jewish family when I came to study here in the United States. And I used to tell him every Sunday, Mish, can you take me to church? And he said, used to tell me, only if you marry a Jewish guy. And then some friends introduced us, and then the love came.
Okay, so now I'm going to get his version, okay? How did you meet her, and what was your opening line? Or how did you meet? The last guy we had was a dancer. He did it through dance. How did you win over her heart?
I think her mother told her she should marry an economist with red hair.
Oh, so you had red hair.
At that time, I had red hair.
Okay. And when you saw her and when you found out more about her, was the religion an issue?
Not really. I'm very multicultural, multifaceted, so it didn't stop me. We certainly wanted to get together. She's very mysterious and very outgoing.
So after all these years, she's still a mystery to you?
Still mysterious.
All right, so tell me about, it's wonderful that you can celebrate Christmas, and I was over your home. You had an event for all the concerts, and you told me that you celebrate both every year, right?
Yes.
How do you do that?
Yeah, well, I think it's very important for our children to know the father's religion and the mother's religion. So we always, I did very, very special for Martin and the Jewish holidays, and now with Hanukkah, the same thing. So we do celebrate all the kids together. And they enjoy that. They know about.
Yeah. Now you have 2 daughters, right? No, how many daughters? No.
2 daughters and 2 sons.
And 2 sons. Yeah. How were they brought up? What are their denominations?
Well, I traveled a lot, so Beatriz raised the children.
So the Catholic influence.
The Catholic faith.
The Catholic influence.
When I'm home, I give them as much about Judaism as I can.
Right. And now you have grandchildren as well.
Yes.
How many?
6.
6. Okay, so someday they're going to be looking at this and saying, wow, I didn't. So I want to try to bring out something in this story here that they didn't know, they don't know. So what was the first date? How was your first date? Do you remember your first date?
Yes, I did. My friends introduced, was going to have like a blind date.
It was a blind date?
Blind date, yes. So he took me to a beautiful restaurant in Washington, D.C., because that's where I live.
Now, that's how you guys looked back then, right?
Yeah, in the 70s.
Yeah, the 70s, yeah?
Yeah. 70s.
Okay, so he took you to a beautiful restaurant.
Yes.
And what did you think after that?
It was great. I thought he was, very nice. He always dressed beautiful. That's what I like it. Very calm, very gentleman. And that's for that time we just started.
And that was it almost love at first sight, Martin?
Definitely aroused my curiosity, so I wanted to have a second date.
Really? Now you're not a man of a lot of words. So how did you woo her? Was it, like I said, we had another gentleman who was dancing. Do you have any special ways that you used?
I think it's my sense of humor. But although it's difficult to translate jokes into Spanish.
See, I've never seen your sense of humor. So people have told me he has got a good sense of humor, but looking at you right now, you wouldn't think. Are you a practical joker?
It's a very dry sense of humor.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't even know the joke was completed.
Did you understand his jokes?
No. He danced beautiful. He danced cumbia, merengue, he does everything. And that was great because I love to dance.
Yes.
I love to have a good time.
Yeah.
And he follows me everything. He never say no.
Never. That's what the other couple that was here. He said that he always has the last word. and it's always, yes, dear. Whatever you say, dear. So it seems like, you kind of followed her lead for over 40 years. If your kids were watching this, would they say that that's accurate?
I let her think that she's in charge.
Ah! There's that dry sense of humor. There it is. There it is. So see, all these years you thought you were in charge, but he's always known what's coming around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your day job, because you do have a very important responsibility here in Massachusetts. You are the consulate in Boston for Ecuador, the lovely country of Ecuador. What are some of your functions here?
Yes, usually I attend all the clients, my community. I'm very involved with the community here in Boston. I try to be, give them all the messages directly what's going on in Massachusetts. And, the passports, all the poderes, all the activities too, I follow them here in Boston, and meeting a lot of dignitaries in Boston just to give directly the message to them what's going on day by day.
Now, what does an economist management consultant do specifically?
Well, I try to solve problems, that companies can't solve or organizations can't solve.
But they're usually large companies that you've worked with, right?
I work with small companies too.
Oh,
I've
as
helped
well.
a couple of small businesses, startups. But the money really for a consultant is with the large companies.
Yeah. So you're not retired by any means, right?
No, I don't plan to retire because for me it's not work. I enjoy
You enjoy
it.
it.
I enjoy it.
Oh, good. And for you, what are any plans for the new year for both of you? Any New Year's resolutions? Any bucket list items? Are you planning to go anywhere this year together, alone?
Yeah, we always, the vacation, everything, we always together. And hoping next year I will go away with all my kids and grandkids to a trip to enjoy, like
So
we
you want to
always
do
did.
a big family
Yeah,
trip?
yeah.
Now, when you say family, what does family mean? Is that the
Kids,
sons, daughters, the
sons,
grandchildren?
and all of them, yeah. They grew a lot, so now it's a big family. We get in there, yeah.
And what would be a good place for you to visit? You say you've been around the world. Where are some of the places you've visited?
Well, we want to go back to Europe. We spent a lot of time in Italy. And we might just go back to Italy again because we like it.
But through work, you said you traveled a lot. What were some of the?
I did a lot of work in Europe and in Asia and Mexico and Brazil. And so there are some projects where I might have to go back to those places.
Oh, interesting, very interesting. Now, the food. Does he eat Latin food, or do you eat? I mean, how do you do
No,
that?
he loves everything I cook. Yeah. But I do some, some Jewish cooking.
You do, right?
too. Oh, yeah. Now potato latkes, I have to make it for the Hanukkah. Yes,
That's right.
I do that. It's very special.
That's right.
And I cook everything international.
That's good.
He
So
eats,
is she a
he
good
eats
cook?
everything you can see.
Yeah, yeah.
He eats everything.
40 years and 40 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Well, it seems like you guys have that's why I kind of invited you guys here, because, you guys are at community events, and you're always smiling, and you just seem to always be having a good time, and it looks like he doesn't know what they're saying in the room, but you understand almost everything, a lot of
Almost
Spanish, right?
everything.
So you're there quiet, but you're taking it all in.
Yeah, I have to listen and learn. And
How about you? Have you learned anything?
I'm the advisor.
You're the advisor. What have you learned from him about the Jewish culture?
A lot of things I learned from him, especially he's very calm. He was very active and going and up and down with the kids and everything, but he's very calm, so got me a little bit down, but not too much, but
Well, there's another cultural play here, right? I mean, different religions, different backgrounds. You're Latina, you're non-Latina, right? Where did your family come from?
Austria.
Austria, okay? So two different cultures as well, and language and food and music, right? So you guys have weathered the storm. So I have a question for both of you that have been married for 42 years, or for 40 years. The other couple was married for 53. What's the secret? I'm going to ask him and then you. What's the secret to a long-lasting marriage?
The main thing is not to argue. I have never enjoyed arguing, and I like to be more agreeable. So we tend not to have too many arguments. Not that you never argue, but...
How about you?
Yeah, I think so. We respect a lot each other. I follow a lot of his advices, and we talk a lot. We just don't insult each other. We just talk. If it's problems, a lot of communication we have. And for everything in life, I think for me it's very important communication with every human being.
Very good. Well, thank you. Congratulations. It's a good way to start the year with you guys. I wanted to have you guys on. This was the perfect time to have you both on. And Happy New Year.
Happy
Start
New
the new
Year.
year.
Yes,
Good.
it's
Excellent.
going to be great.
Thank you. Good. I love that spirit. All right. When we come back, I'm going to have some chocolate here. Chocolate. Well, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'll have her when she comes here. In Revere opens its door. We'll taste a few. I'll taste definitely a few delicious samples in just a few moments right here on Revista Hispana.